Welcome back, everybody, and if this is your first time here, hi. My name's Taylor. I'm recording my journey to dental health and posting it not only as a way to keep myself grounded in my experience, but also to hopefully help support other people in my situation who may feel like things are hopeless and like they'll never have their dental health or oral health back in check. Initially, I had posted that I was going to record and post a video about how I got to this point and deciding to get all of my teeth pulled. That video ended up being more than 40 minutes, and so I'm still editing, and I'm going to have to chop it up into smaller, more digestible videos. So today, I'm going to talk about the options that I looked at initially when finding out how bad my teeth were. So if you're interested, please tag along through this story. I hope it helps you decide kind of what your best mode of treatment would be. So my initial treatment that I was going to do was going to be what my dentist had decided. We made a plan. It was going to be 18 visits, which is a lot. They broke it down per visit, per treatment, and per cost. When looking over it, I realized that this treatment plan wasn't really feasible for us. It was 18 visits. Not only that, but it was 18 visits that was well out of budget for us. My insurance currently will only cover $1,500 a year. And that's with the 50% copay. So they're paying $15 and we're paying $15. It would take about 4 to 6 years to even tackle the treatment that was needed on the current state of my teeth. And this was only a couple months ago. When I realized that, I realized how illogical this treatment plan would be for me, because even with religious brushing and flossing, by the time we got to some of those later appointments, some of those teeth would no doubt be beyond repair and would result in more extractions. Currently, I've had one tooth extracted with a plan for 3 others to be extracted. One of them would have had to been done, at least one of them would have had to have been done by a endodontist. Because it was too complicated to do. It's too close to my sinus cavity for them to do in clinic. So that would have been an additional cost. And it just wasn't reasonable for us to do with our current budget. So then I was looking at, okay, what's going to be the cheapest option for me to do? And that ended up being looking at getting all my teeth pulled and getting dentures, traditional dentures, the big palate that goes on top and covers most of your hard and soft palate, and then the lower bridge, which kind of cups your gums. I looked into pros and cons of those. Pros, I could have teeth the same day of extractions, which was kind of the only pro. The other pro would be that my teeth would be straight and in a more attractive color. And that's pretty much it for me for dentures, but it was something that I was seriously considering. So cost-wise, I mean, no matter what, I'm going to have to get all my teeth pulled. So it's not cheap, but much cheaper than trying to put Band-Aids on really bad wounds that weren't going to heal with Band-Aids, and they weren't going to stop getting worse with these Band-Aids. They were just kind of holding it over. And so the cons for getting those dentures is, with most of the soft and hard palate being covered, you lose a lot of your taste, your ability to taste food. And not only that, but since there's nothing in your gums stimulating your bones, you begin to have bone loss immediately after your teeth are pulled, which can result in more costs for getting your dentures refit. Not only that, but it can also reduce your ability to feel how hard you're biting. And so you could bite your tongue and cheek and things like that, and cause pretty bad mouth sores. Not only that, but after you heal from all the swelling, you have to get your dentures refit. And then as you start losing bone, you have to get them refit. And those are additional costs as well. Also, with not knowing how hard your bite force is, you can break your bridges and then have to buy whole new sets. And a set can cost you between like $500 for a bridge to $8,000 per bridge. And that was something that I was like, I don't want to have recurring expenses that are that wide in range. And the cost is contingent on the quality, so you don't want to buy the cheapest thing because you get what you pay for. With those negatives in mind, I kept looking at, what other options might be. If I could get a root canal and a crown on some of my teeth, then I could do like snap in partial dentures. They kind of click in onto your existing teeth. But you have kind of some of the same issues as you have with traditional dentures with those, and they're more expensive. Then I looked at snap-in dentures, which are smaller implants, but you can snap in and take out your dentures, and then you can clean them. And I looked at those, but I saw a lot of negatives on the longevity of the couplings between the dentures and the implants. And it wasn't really something that I wanted to spend much time on. And then we arrive at the all-on X style permanent or fixed dentures. When I got to that point, I was like, I don't even know if I should look into this because I'm not sure I can afford it. But I went for it anyway, looked into it. So all-on X is just kind of an abbreviation. It can describe either a 6 implant system where you have 6 implants implanted into your bone, and then you have your denture screwed into it. When you do this type, you don't have the hard palate and soft palate coverage. It's only along the gum line, so you have all your taste. In addition, the implants help stimulate that bone so you don't have that shrinkage as much. Obviously, you can't have an implant in or I can't afford an implant in every single one of the spaces where my teeth would be. And so then you have a bridge that is screwed in, and then they put like the composite over it like you would at a dentist for a filling. And then when you go see your dentist, they can then uncover it and take it out, but you yourself can't take it out. And so pros of those is basically you have some sensation because that you've got those screws in there. You have some notion of your bite force. You have these fixed dentures. You don't have to worry about talking or sneezing or anything like that, and your dentures flying out. And they look very natural. Unless you decide to choose a color that is not a natural color. Like if you were to choose like Hollywood white, then you're out here with these bright, shiny teeth. And I thought about combinations of treatment. I thought about possibly doing dentures beforehand, and then when we're in a different position financially, trying to do the implant supported dentures. But then I was thinking to myself, well, if I'm already paying $8,000 for a good set of dentures, then I can have complications from like bone loss and mouth sores and things like that. Why would I want to pay twice for one solution? Solution being having functioning teeth, being able to eat, and just functionally and longevity wise, implant supported dentures were or are the best solution for me. I'm 30 years old. I don't want to make a mistake by choosing a cheaper option in the short run that can affect my long-term health. If you don't have enough bone, they can't put implants in it. So I decided, okay, I really want to do this. How am I going to make this happen? So at that point, I decided I would look at places that offer it, and then when they contact me, I'll figure out what I'm looking at as far as costs go. And at this point, I think I'm going to call it, and we're going to have to explain the financing and what I ended up doing, how we're going to be able to afford it in another video. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you follow along the journey. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. Again, this content is out there just to show people that they're not alone in oral health challenges, and that there is a community out here who is supportive and open, and we can learn, grow, and heal together. All right, guys, have a good day. I'll see you in the next one.